So far, we've looked at ways to evaluate information by researching the reputation of the source. But what if the source is low quality, or what if we just can't determine its reliability at all? The thing is, most of the time, we don't really care about the source. We just want to find out if something is true or valid or plausible. So if the source is unknown or not what you expected, here's a second strategy. Verify the claim with other sources. What does that look like in practice? Well, here's one example. Here's a claim that NASA is putting metal hats on seals to monitor climate change. Now, this is from a source I don't recognize. So here's a simple move. Forget about the source. You don't actually care about the source. I don't care about this source. I am on a mission. I just want to know, is NASA putting metal hats on seals? That's my mission. So let's go and see if others are covering this. Just type some keywords into the search bar and hit enter. Now, when we do that, we see that, wait for it, a ton of sites are reporting this. In fact, here at the top, we see this story from NASA itself. There seem to be other stories from a variety of news sources. We could look at one of those if we wanted. If we didn't know these sites, we could use our Wikipedia trick. When we dig in, we find, yeah, more or less, NASA is using seals and metal hats to track climate change. And we could quibble a little bit here. It looks like the group that actually put the hats on the seals was a French research group, but the photo is real, the story is real. And then notice what we didn't do here. We didn't sit around for 10 minutes thinking, does this sound plausible? And we didn't stare at the photo to figure out if it was photoshopped, right? Because let's face it, it actually looks pretty photoshopped. Instead, what we did was see if other sources confirmed it, and in this case, they had. The claim is true, and now we can share it with anyone we want, which let's face it, will be every single person that we know. Okay, from cute to a little bit disturbing. You probably know who Greta Thunberg is, the young climate activist. So here we have a claim from Twitter saying that she is actually an actor named Estella Renee, being paid by a climate change advocacy group. Now, versions of this claim have been appearing all over social media, and we see similar claims about so-called crisis actors all the time, generally connected to false conspiracy theories. But before we reject this entirely, we're still going to ask, has this been independently verified? Are reputable sources reporting it? So let's go through the steps. So here's our claim. We search for Greta Thunberg, Estella Renee. And once we do that, right up at the top, we see a site called Snopes. Now, Snopes is an independent fact-checking site. It's known for its rigorous, well-referenced investigations of viral claims. And if we click through to see what Snopes says, we find Snopes has rated this false. Now, one thing I do want you to pay attention to here is the rating. The rating is important, but more importantly, you don't have to take their word for it. If I go down to the actual Snopes articles, you'll see not only how they came to their ruling here, hint, the journey of Greta Thunberg from single student to activist leader has been obsessively documented. We know her parents, we know her history. But between each of those claims is a link or several links backing all of this up with documentary evidence. It feels a bit silly that we have to go and rebut this sort of thing, but checking the research here will not only keep you honest, but help you stay informed for when others bring such claims up. In summary, very often when news or information reaches us, we act like we must make a decision based on the particular story or source that reached us first. But the web is abundant. If it's a true story, there should be multiple other sources reporting it. If it's a false story, it's very likely that a reputable organization has already fact-checked that claim for you.